Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished friends from afar. I am Zhen, a postgraduate from HNNU University. First, I want to say that the e-conference offers us a great opportunity to communicate, to know, and to understand the people from different cultural background, and I have benefited a lot through this whole process. And today, I want to talk about the topic of marriage and love. And I will be pleased to talk all. Today, I want to talk about the topic of marriage and love, and I will be pleased to discuss this topic with all of you. And first, let's come into the introduction part. It is developed by three aspects. The first is the rationale and why I need to do the study. Actually, when I was deciding which topic to choose, one of my friends gave me an idea to study the marriage and love. She is now studying in America and has been dating an American boyfriend for half a year. And she kept telling me the differences in a relationship from that of China. And when I was deciding which topic to choose, one of my best friends gave me an idea to study the marriage and love. And she is now studying in America and has been dating an American boyfriend for half a year. And she kept telling me the differences in a relationship from that of China. And her experience aroused my interest for this study. And the love and marriage is closely related to our daily life, and it is an internal sin for humans. Almost everyone may go through it someday. And besides, the society consists of small family units, and as a consequence, the family units will have an influence on the whole society. So it is thus of great importance to study this topic. And the next part is the purpose and the specific objectives. The specific objectives of my study is to offer a platform for both Chinese and Americans, especially for young people like you and me, to gain a better mutual understanding of values on marriage and love, so that they can make get practical guidance when they making their own decisions in their relationship or marriage. And the last is the significance. Of the study. The diversities of marriage and love, to some extent, are reflections of different cultures. And from this study, we can acquaint ourselves with different ways of thinking in these two countries and be capable of tolerating various opinions. And okay, now let's move to the next part, the outline. And it covers three aspects. And first is the diversities of marriage between China and the U.S. And the second is an analysis of Sino-U.S. diversities in marriage and love values. And the third is the enlightenment of the study to young people. And here are some videos about the first part. Okay, let's go through it one by one. And I believe that most Chinese people are familiar with this picture. Yes, it is Chinese reality TV dating show If You Are the One. And it is an influential and popular program in China and started to reveal in January 2010. It has grabbed the attention of the whole nation, and the love and marriage values from this program can give us a general idea of the society's mate selection criteria. And it's similar to If You Are the One, there is also a reality TV dating show in America. It is The Bachelor. The Bachelor has run for more than 10 years and ranked the first place of the top five dating shows to watch. And here are 4 items for comparison. And first, here are 4 items for comparison. First is the physical features, and second is the personalities and interests, and third is financial status, and the last is the educational background. And I used enlarged fonts to emphasize the most significant differences. And in Chinese blind date, people will put financial status in a very important position. The participants from If You Are the One, they always mention about their work conditions, their salaries, or whether they own a house or a car, etc. And many participants explicitly explain their requirements on the potential partner's financial status. However, as for Americans, the male participants from The Bachelor, they don't care, they hardly mention about the financial status or educational background. The personalities and interests is far more important than any other factors. And okay, let's come to the attitude, the different attitudes towards marriage. And for Chinese, there are some old sayings for blessing marriage rooted in Chinese people's minds. For example, 白头偕老，相伴终生, which means live to an old age to conjugal bliss. And if there are some problems for Chinese couples, if there are some problems in their marriage, the least thing they want to do is to get a divorce, and their families and friends will get involved to mediate for the sake of their children and the family interest to avoid a divorce. But for American people, if there are some troubles in their marriage, there will be less influence from the families and friends. It doesn't mean the Americans, they don't respect their families or friends. It just means the final decisions should be made by themselves. And if the couples, they think there are some problems and there is no need for them to continue this marriage, they may just choose to get a divorce. And divorce in America is not as strong as in China. And next is the differences in married life. For Chinese people, it is very interesting that many wives will be the financial executive of the family. That means the husband, after marriage, will hand in their wage card to their wives, because their wives are in charge of the finance in their family. And to be frank, I want to be a typical Chinese wife. And to be frank, I want to be a typical Chinese wife. And husband and wife husband and wife in China, they're more likely to share everything in their life with each other, and it is a sign of intimacy. It is even a sign of intimacy. But for American people, most couples in America are financially independent from each other, and they enjoy their privacy. And the husband and the wife can enjoy their own privacy. And after all this, I think we should analyze the reasons behind all this. I think there are two general reasons. The first is traditional cultural differences, and second is the differences of value system at a social level. And it is a representative, and its representative norm is collectivism and individualism. As to culture, traditional culture differences, China belongs to the Confucian heritage culture, and the accumulation of traditional culture over 1,000 years has a profound influence on Chinese people's values and American culture. However, it's like a melting pot to mingle different cultures from all around the world together, and individualism is predominant in American people. So they pay more attention to individual feelings rather than other aspects in a relationship. And next, I want to mention a phenomenon in China: leftover women. Leftover women. What is leftover women? Yes, 剩女 in Chinese, and that means if a girl after a certain age, maybe after 27 to 30, if she doesn't have a stable relationship, and her families or the society will put a lot of pressure on her to let her find someone to get married. But this kind of phenomenon doesn't exist in America, because there is a big I conscious in America, and they care more about themselves, and they won't judge too much about others. And it sounds odd to call women leftover after 27 or 30. And China has a long tradition of women marrying young, but the age of marriage has been rising, as it often does in places where women become more educated. And the last part is the enlightenment of the study to young people. I think the young people can be enlightened from these three aspects: the marriage-related value orientations, that is, mate selection, and the attitude towards marriage and the differences in marriage life. And okay, this is the conclusion. The current situation of Chinese and American adults' marriage values may have a potential impact on the people and society, and it is suggested that efforts should be put into the society of marriage culture, dealing with issues on love, mate selection, marriage and divorce, and family relationship to contribute to establishing a stable, happy, and qualified marriage. And this is my reference. And thank you for your attention.